It's not every day that you hear a guest say the words, "I didn't know that about the colon," but here we are. Today on Cruise Through HTX, I'm talking with Paige Burgess from the Health Museum. The museum's focus is nurturing curiosity about health, medical science, and the human body. The Health Museum is the only Smithsonian affiliate museum in the Houston Museum District. Today, you're going to hear about what the museum has to offer, including the drugs exhibit and the month-long tribute to Donate Life Month. You're going to hear personal stories about why it's important to check that box on your Texas driver's license and become a donor, and you'll find out how to get involved. Learn more at thehealthmuseum.org. And if you enjoyed this episode as much as I did putting it together for you, please share with your family and friends at cruisethroughhtx.com and consider leaving a review on your favorite podcast platform.
Hi, I'm Ed Sheeran. This is Bruno Mars.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
This is your man Flo Rida with Freddie Cruz.
This is AJ Mitchell with Freddie Cruz.
Freddie Cruz.
Freddie Cruz.
Tell your chico pick Mr. 305 and you already know what it is.
My name is Freddie, and it's time to cruise through HTX. You have probably got the coolest job in the building.
I like to say so. I'd like to say so. I mean, no one can beat community engagement.
Yeah. So, okay, full disclosure, I've never been to the museum. I have got to take a tour after we do the interview sometime soon, like ASAP, 5 minutes ago. But it is nothing like anything I've ever seen. I've been to plenty of museums, including the Smithsonian. Y'all are a Smithsonian partner, affiliate or something?
Yes, affiliate,
okay.
Correct.
So tell people who have never been to the museum, new Houstonians or just people who don't like to go to museums, why they need to come to this building.
Yeah, great question, Freddie. I would say this museum, our mission is to foster wonder and curiosity about the human body. And I think we do an exceptional job of that. People assume that you have to have a huge background in medicine or science, but really we just love to foster those conversations, right? We have adults that come in and say, "I didn't know that about the colon," or "I didn't know that your heart had, a heart attack every 15 minutes, and I didn't know that we could learn how to do CPR here." So
okay, wait, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I do not like interrupting guests, but you just kind of glossed over the human heart having a heart attack every 15 minutes.
That's my alarm in the morning, Freddie. That's why. Every 15 minutes, so it'll show you how to actually perform CPR on someone. And so when you involve learning in a fun way, I mean, it's kind of like, why not come to see us? We never, gloss over those serious conversations, but it's a great place to have those conversations where, everyone's perspective matters and everyone's story matters. So we really enjoy being the host site for that.
Okay, you're going to give me a heart attack.
Please don't. I know where the AEDs are, though.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So, and to your point, we walk into the building. You ushered me in to come into this classroom, and it doesn't look like a sterile, boring clinical place. And so you could expect that when you walk in, you're like, it's with all the exhibits and the oversized screens and all the type of stuff.
There's a lot that's vying for your attention, from the audio, from the video screens in the drugs exhibit to the sound of the beating heart. And this is when the museum is closed. So just think about all the things that are happening when kids are running around and families, and we have workshops going on in this very classroom, and then we have speakers in the McGovern Theater. I mean, when it's alive, it truly comes alive. And that's what I enjoy most about it.
What is your favorite part about the museum? I know it's like somebody picking their favorite kid, but
my favorite part about the museum is really those gentle, reminders to people that it's okay to not be an expert at something. It's okay to come in and learn something. I think we're always taught that if you don't know something, you got to learn it by Googling it, or you got to find out the answer some way, somehow. But we allow you to not know and then leave knowing so much about it. You can't wait to tell your friend and your family and have those conversations. So I think inspiring others to be able to have those conversations outside of the four walls of the museum is really my favorite part.
And it really goes back to the fact that we've just got to learn how to be curious again. Somehow, somewhere, it was, I don't know if it was just beaten out of us in school or what, but there's something about just wanting to know. And of course, wanting to know involves something that, being curious about something you clearly have no idea.
Yes.
About,
And it's okay to have no idea. That's why we're here,
Yeah.
right? We're here to educate and support you through that. And we're the place to have those questions. And if we don't have the answer, we're going to bring in the experts who have the answers
Yeah.
for you so you can get that. And so we're just excited to, not only have visitors come into the four walls of the museum and get those answers, but really go out into the community, which is my favorite part of my job, and go out and educate others and meet them where they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the first thing you see when you walk through the Health Museum is going to be the drugs exhibit, which is huge. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Drugs, Cost and Consequences exhibit has been with us since October. It'll be sadly leaving us later on this month in May, or later on in May, I should say. It's a great exhibit. You learn a lot about the effects of drugs, not only on your body, but to communities, to kids. I learned a lot about narco-terrorism and how drugs funded the 9/11 attacks, actually. So there's that. And then there's also a piece about local stories. So, sometimes people say, well, where do I fit in with all this? This doesn't happen to me, or my family doesn't do drugs. Well, there's a lot of great tie-ins to local stories and also local resources, right? Some people are shy about coming forward about maybe some personal struggles or family struggles with drugs when that conversation happens. And so we do provide resources that they can take home and say, hey, if you need help, if you need, someone to reach out to, that we have those resources available for you as well.
This episode of Cruise Through HTX is brought to you by my media company, Speak Podcasting, on the web at spekepodcasting.com in our first online course of 2024. I'm excited. It's called PodQuest, Cracking the Code to Creating a Binge-Worthy Show. This is for two types of people, all right? One, aspiring podcasters who want to launch their show on the right foot. And two, unfocused podcasters who know they're unfocused and they want to relaunch with a clearer and more concise vision for who their ideal listener is. It's futuristic, it's interactive, we got some really cool video content for you, and it's using storytelling techniques. As you know, I've written 3 novels over the past 5 years, and so this right here was super fun for the team and I to create, and we can't wait for you, the future podcaster or current unfocused podcaster, to enroll and take the course. Check it out at speakpodcasting.com/podquest. It is Donate Life Month, and so the Health Museum is working with multiple partners. We got Methodist, we got UTMB, Life Gift, and the Living Bank. Nora's Home is an amazing organization.
It is.
So let's talk about what it means to be a donor.
Yeah. So the great thing about Donate Life Month, this is something that since I've been here, we haven't put into practice in terms of celebrating the lives of organ donors and recipients. And so, like I mentioned before, we call in the experts. Like you mentioned, Nora's Home is a great local community organization for organ donors and families of recipients. And so we decided to bring them into this month long of events that celebrates those lives and also brings in some great perspectives, not only from physicians and donors and recipients, but also their families. And so we're really excited about having those conversations here at the museum with some fun activities that people can enjoy too.
Absolutely. And it's gut-wrenching, yet it's beautiful when you're on YouTube or Facebook or whatever your social media, choice is. And it really helps to continue the lost loved one's legacy in life,
Yes, yeah, and that's great that you brought that up. This month, even though we're just getting started, has been no tears short. All the events that I've attended have been tear-jerkers and so just emotionally touching. We think of gifts as sometimes a physical thing or monetary thing, but we don't think of all the great things and blessings that we actually encompass in our own bodies that could be gifts to someone else. We had a speaker at our previous event at Sci Cafe she's not only a recipient, but also studying to become a doctor herself. So those perspectives of being not only a patient, but now being in front of patients and taking that perspective and story and making sure that now her future patients have a great experience is wonderful to be a part of.
It's seeing that you're doing more than just checking a box when you get your driver's license.
Yes, exactly. The story and the why behind it is super important. And so we've brought in Monica Emerson. She's been a great ambassador for Life Gift. She has really championed her son Jordan Emerson's cause. She shared a little bit about how Jordan, before his passing, really was like, guys, you guys got to sign up for organ donation. I mean, you have to. And she was like, what is all this fuss about? And as he gained his angel wings, she's really championed his cause and really shared more about why it's more than just checking a box, that you can save not just one life, but many lives, between organ tissue, skin tissue, eyes, like all of this can be donated to people who really are in need. And so when you talk about the need and then seeing the people who are receiving that second chance at life, at a full life, I mean, it's super touching.
Absolutely. And that story reminds me of one of my clients who had a guest on his podcast. His name is Scott, and he's a heart transplant recipient, and he's in his 60s, if I remember correctly. And he received the heart of a young man who was 17 when he passed away. And I believe he passed away in a car crash. And when he got his heart, and so this is days after, and he's just like, why am I moving so much? Why do I feel this way? And so the long story short, it's because he's got a young man's heart.
Wow.
So he's having to exercise it. So he's reminded that I better live my life.
Yes, he is truly young again and at that second chance. Exactly. Yeah. And it's so funny you bring that up. So we've met some great people through this journey of organ donation and trying to give the best to our visitors. So we'll have Abby Gray. She's an author, and she wrote Clayton Sparks Leaves His Mark. And it really was inspired by her husband's story. He received a liver donation from someone named Clayton Sparks. And just talking about the story and how basically her mission was through this story to foster this sense of sparking kindness among other people, right? That's truly what it is when you think of organ donation, is this thoughtful, selfless gift from somebody else to say, hey, when all is said and done, I want to make sure someone else has a great life to live. And I think that's such a great story and encapsulates, the mission of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and what's so striking to me, Paige, is that there are more than 10,000 Texans that are on the list, and yet 60% of grown-ups here in Texas are registered organ donors. So that's almost half of people who all they would need to do is
just check the box. Exactly. And we're so excited because we're going to be having that opportunity for the visitors that come and see us. They can do it right here on site. And if they're still a little timid about doing it on site, we'll give them the resources to direct them online to be able to sign up via the website. So there's going to be a multitude of opportunities for those people who are saying, hey, I'm really touched by this cause. I really enjoyed this event. How do I become more engaged and make this an actual act that I'm doing and supporting? So I'm really excited that we're bringing that to the Health Museum for our visitors to be able to experience.
And it's almost like you're able to outlive yourself. That's the way I look at it. It's like if I want to live past 100, past 125 or whatever, this is assuming that I make it to 100 and assuming that my parts are usable after I'm dead. So this is assuming a lot of things, but if I want to live past, if I want my legacy to really, really, truly carry on, this is one way that you can that you can do so.
So true. And we're learning a lot about the myths that are occurring with organ donation. The myth or the assumption that, well, I have a bad habit of drinking or smoking, and I have to be this diligent, exercise freak to be able to, make it on the list. Well, we're learning that that's not true. The technology and medicine has advanced so well that, explore the list, explore those options. It's totally an option for you. Don't count yourself out.
Okay, that's interesting. So I get that somebody who drinks would be able to still qualify, but a smoker.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you think about it, there's more than just lungs that can be donated.
Very
There's
true.
skin tissue, there's muscle tissue, there's, heart, there's all kinds of different organs that are available. I mean, one donation can save not only one, but up to 8 lives. So this is a huge undertaking. This is a huge opportunity for you to touch several lives in the process.
Coming up here on the 25th, we got something called Off Script. That's Stories from the Heart of Medicine. So can you talk about this particular event so people can plan for the end of the month?
Yes, absolutely. So we'll be joined by Off Script, and they'll be reading Stories from the Heart of Medicine. This is a great program headed by Woods Nash with U of H. It'll be with us Thursday, April 25th at 5:30 in our McGovern Theater, and we're really excited to be able to bring stories about how giving or receiving something has impacted a life or several lives, and we'll be bringing true, fictional, or even a mix of both stories to the forefront.
Y'all, please come and check out the Health Museum, whether it's this month. Of course, we want you to come out for Donate Life Month in April, or just any time, any weekend. You come and check out all that the Health Museum has to offer. It is thehealthmuseum.org. Give them a follow on Facebook and Instagram. They've got admission discounts for veterans, kids 2 and under are free admission for everybody on Thursdays between 2 and 7. So really, there's just no excuse to not come out to this place.
I'd have to agree, Freddie. I mean, we want you guys here. We have so much going on, and we'd love for you guys to participate. So again, like you said, Freddie, Thursdays, synonymous with free around here, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Thursday, not just this month, like you mentioned, Freddie, but every month of the year, free Thursdays, 2 to 7 p.m. So as you can see, our programming really aligns with those Thursdays. So we'd love to kind of have you all out, celebrate not only Donate Life Month, but all the amazing causes that are going on in the health field.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for inviting me to the museum and for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Freddie. It's been a pleasure.